Okay, we're going to talk about multiplying binomials, so you can even do this with trinomials depending on which method you use. We're going to start with FOIL. And FOIL represents the first two terms, the outside two terms, the inside two terms, and the last two terms. And I'll explain what that means. So the first two terms for this problem would be 3x and 2x, and we would multiply them. So we would do 3x times 2x, and we would get 6x squared. Remember that x times x would be x squared. I have a lot of kids that have trouble with that. The outside two would be 3x and negative 4. So we're going to do 3x times negative 4. And when you multiply that, you would get negative 12x, because 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, and then you just have x times x. Let's make this a different color, okay? So then the inside two would be right here, negative 1 times 2x. So negative 1 times 2x. And that's going to give you a negative 2x. And then the last two, which would be negative 1 times negative 4. And so negative 1 times negative 4 would equal positive 4. And then we're just going to put it all together. So I think I'll make it red again. So I have the 6x squared. Notice that there's nothing I can combine that with. So that's going to start off my polynomial. And then I'm going to look at the negative 12x and the negative 2x. They're like terms. I can combine them. So when I combine them, I get negative 14x. And then I have a positive 4, which can't combine with anything. And it looks like this. That is how I would do the FOIL method. Okay, let's take a look at doing this using what I call the box method or the table. People call it a lot of different things. Sorry, that's not really working very well. All right. So we're still going to use the 3x minus 1 and the 2x minus 4. And I'm going to set up, kind of looks like tic-tac-toe. And I'm going to put the 3x here minus 1. And then on the other side, or coming down, I should say, I'm going to put 2x minus 4. And now I'm just going to multiply them. So I'm going to take the 3x times the 2x and put the answer there, which is 6x squared. And then I'm going to take the negative 1 times the 2x, and I'm going to get negative 2x. And then I'm going to take the negative 1, we'll multiply it by negative 4, right? The negative 1 and the negative 4 would meet right in here, and that's going to give me a positive 4. And the last one is the 3x times the negative 4 to put right in here, and that's going to give me a negative 12x. And you'll notice that you can combine like terms, right? We have a negative 12x and a negative 2x, and we can combine them. And so we would write 6x squared. Remember, we're going to write it in standard form with the highest degree first. And then we'd combine those two to get negative 14x and then plus 4. And that's how we would do it in the table. Now, the last method that I'm going to show you is distributive property, which is really what you're doing with all these other ones, but some kids just like to think of it the same way they do with distributive property. In distributive property, you're going to multiply the 3x times the 2x and the 3x times the negative 4. So 3x times 2x is 6x squared, and 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. And then you also have to distribute the negative 1 to the 2x and the negative 1 to the negative 4. So negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x, and negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. And then again, we can combine the like terms. So in here, we would get negative 14x. There's nothing to do, add or subtract from the 4, so that stays as is. And so does the 6x squared. And this is my final answer. Notice all the different ways we did it, we still got the same answer, because in reality, we're just doing distributive property, but FOIL is a more structured way of doing it. The table is a more structured way of doing it. And distributive property is the guiding force. So you can use whatever method you want. You're going to get the right answer as long as you do it properly.